SMT Nation, we back nation. Bad news for AT&T and Verizon. Their neglect of something, whether they know or did not know, they're responsible for this. It's pretty risky business. I will tell you guys here, there are some serious health hazards to people, health hazards to the environment. I'm going to tell you guys all about this story here in this video. I'll be sure to link the article in the description. And I will remind you guys, I do have a little bit of a background in this as a master's educator in environmental sciences. I can tell you, this is a pretty big deal, in my opinion, something that will need remediation. All right, so link for the original article will be in the description. Also in the description is the real SMT Buy Me a Coffee link. If you want to show your support for your creators, all the content here on the channel, you can buy us a coffee. And of course, there's still time, folks. The Mint Mobile deflation promo is still alive and well. It is kind of like running towards the tail end of it. The deal does not last forever. But if you are looking to capitalize on the savings, the deal is immense. All right, so use our partner code mintmobile.com/sneed. Choose the unlimited plan, which normally runs $30 per month. 50% off, all right? Get it for $15 per month. You really can't beat that deal for wireless service. And of course, get their legendary customer care. And by using our partner code, you'll be helping out the channel. All right, so here is the article from Fierce Telecom here pictured on the screen. Basically, what we have here is the Wall Street Journal publishing an expose reporting that AT&T and Verizon, as well as some other telco companies, have some environmentally risky old cables that are actually very unsafe. So the way this works is these are old copper cables by which the American telephone and telegraph company, AT&T, right? And think like Ma Bell here, right? Think about the old Bell company. And Verizon, right, which is a spinoff, right, from the breakup of, AT&T. And they've got this really old, hardware out there, these cables that have started to degrade just because of age, right? And over time, the copper that's obviously kind of covered by this lead, outer covering, now that it's starting to kind of degrade, it's going to create contamination risks. And those contamination risks can also be a risk to people. Of course, when there's rain, when water runs, it gets into soil, it moves, it could obviously potentially contaminate an aquifer. It can get into people's water supplies, who knows, well water, rivers, streams. There's far-reaching impacts here. In fact, when I was looking at the article, it said that the potential lead levels were 14.5 times the EPA threshold. I can tell you guys right now, especially when it's like around schools and where kids are, it heightens the risk factors because, young children and kids, those contaminants have like a magnification impact because their bodies are so small, right? It could be really harmful to them. And lead being a neurotoxin, it's very unforgiving. Even a small exposure can have long-term health complications. All right, so this is obviously no joke. This is pretty serious stuff. The lines, the cables from the American Telephone and Telegraph Company date back to the 1800s, all the way through the 1960s. Of course, with that huge environmental policy, renaissance that occurred in the late 60s and into the 70s, those things started to change, but these things haven't been swapped out. So AT&T and Verizon are going to have to obviously dedicate money to fix this problem. So they're going to have to do two things. Number one is remove all the old cables. Number two, install new ones. Of course, there still is calling and other. These are functional cables in some instances, folks. Right? So they're going to have to replace those to keep that functioning. And then, of course, if there is contamination, they have to pay for the remediation. So if there's soil contamination, they have to have the companies come in and do that removal and refills or whatever has to go on. I also worked in a construction company for an underground storage tank company, and I was kind of like the environmental specialist in dealing with like the local EPA and inspectors and such. So I can tell you guys right now, this is pretty serious stuff. The carriers are going to have to address it quickly. All right, I don't know how long they've been neglecting it. I don't know how long it's been on the agenda for them to do. Obviously, they held off as long as they could, but with that comes risk. So bad on them for not taking care of business when they should have. This obviously should have been done a long time ago, according to EPA and OSHA. So hopefully they do this quickly before they start getting sued. And I think that's what it's come to. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this article and the situation. Let me know if you've got any experience, if you've kind of seen this within your communities, other stories have cropped up or popped up in your markets. Love to hear your experiences, your thoughts, and opinions. Let's go ahead and hashtag AT&T, hashtag Verizon if you would like. Prove you're a real one. Appreciate you guys. Big salute to y'alls. And we'll see you all in the next video. Peace.